Hi, I'm Jacob Hornberger, Libertarian candidate for president. Well, Democrats are dancing a jig over the most recent criminal indictment of former President Donald Trump. And what's the charge? Well, that as a former president, he possessed dark side secrets of the national security establishment in his home. Dark side secrets that he was privy to as president, but because he violated a sacred regulation of the national security establishment against taking these secrets to his home, they are going after him with a felony criminal indictment. Let me tell you what's really going on here. In the 2016 presidential race, Donald Trump made waves about befriending Russia, establishing normal relations with Russia. And oh boy, the national security establishment went ballistic. You see, for 45 years, the Cold War had been a cash cow for these people, and they were hell-bent on getting that racket back. That's what using NATO to move toward Ukraine was all about, to get their old Cold War cash cow racket back. And here was a presidential candidate that was upsetting their apple cart. And they went after him with a vengeance. First of all, they started out by accusing him of being a Russian plant. Remember that? That he was a Manchurian candidate. They were convinced that he was a Russian agent. That's why they brought Robert Mueller to investigate the matter. I mean, Mueller's going to save us. Mueller's going to save us. We had to put up with this nonsense for more than a year. And then there were the two impeachments, and then there's the criminal indictment in New York. And what's that all about? Oh, that Trump didn't keep proper business records. Ooh, my gosh, what a grave offense. Oh, no, wait a minute. That he also didn't give good reports to the financial disclosure agencies. Oh, my gosh, what a serious offense. And now here, violating their sacred regulation against taking dark side secrets to his home. And what are these dark side secrets? Well, one of them reveals their plans to start a new forever war against Iran. No wonder they don't want that revealed yet. And then they've got vulnerabilities to a military invasion of the United States. Well, who's planning on invading the United States? I guess they're referring to all those illegal immigrants that they call invaders. And of course, they pull the nuclear card, always pull the nuclear card, just like they did in the run up to the invasion of Iraq, WMDs and mushroom clouds and all that nuclear stuff. Look, this is a deadly and destructive system. You got a highly regulated society, a national security state. They can get you on whatever they want. Look, why haven't they gone after him on income tax violations? That's clearly why they wanted his income tax returns. That's what they always go after people for, is income tax violations. Well, maybe they're holding that in reserve. Hey, this isn't the first guy they've gone after for this reason. Remember, we just had the 60th anniversary on June 10th of President Kennedy's peace speech at American University, where he said, we're going to befriend Russia. We're going to reject this old Cold War anti-Russia, anti-communist crusade. He was bringing an end to the racket, and oh boy, they went after him with a vengeance, taking him out violently several months later on November 22nd, 63. Remember what they did with Muhammad Ali. Ali says, I'm not going to submit to your stupid draft that forces me to go thousands of miles away to kill and die for nothing. And he was saying this to the national security state. This was a white guy. This wasn't a white guy. This was a black guy saying this, which made it even worse. And then he says, and I'm not going to, he said, I got nothing against those Viet Cong. Oh boy, no, you don't ever say this to the national security state. You adopt whatever official enemy they adopt, whether it's Viet Cong or Russia or China or Syria or Iran or whoever. President Eisenhower warned about this kind of system. He said that this system, the military-industrial complex, the deep state, the national security state, poses a grave threat to our rights and liberties and to our democratic processes. And we're seeing this now. This isn't Biden that's doing this, as Trump's saying. This is the national security state that is driving this criminal prosecution. They have to send a message. And they're sending this message by doing what Putin does. They're using the criminal justice process as a way to send a message to every presidential candidate: you get on board. And it works. You've got every single Democrat and Republican presidential candidate that believes in the national security state. But as I've said for many, many years, the national security state, the conversion to a national security state, was the biggest mistake this country ever made. By moving to the dark side, America abandoned its founding principles. principles of morality and just conduct. The best thing we could ever do to get this nation back on the right track is to bring an end to this governmental apparatus that is proving so deadly and destructive to our nation. We need to restore our founding governmental system of a limited government republic with just a basic military force. I'm Jacob Hornberger, Libertarian candidate for president. My campaign website is jacobforliberty.com.